Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Hour streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Wednesday morning. Had some noisy weather last night. Showers and thunderstorms moving through eastern Nebraska, giving us some very much needed rain. Again, I woke up to the thunder at least once. Again, it was pretty loud at my house, at least for a little bit. But again, I think we generally managed to avoid really some of the worst weather. And again, really got some really nice rain. Again, not too much rain. Again, there were some spots that saw some heavier rain. But again, overall, it was, again, kind of threading that needle of, again, seeing some widespread rain across the area, but not necessarily dealing with a ton of severe weather or flooding rains or things like that. So, again, all in all, a pretty good night last night, again, across the 10-11 coverage area. You look at rainfall totals. This is over the last 24 hours. Again, the observed reporting locations at the airports across the area. And again, the Lincoln Airport, a little bit of a lower total, 6,300 is what we ended up with at the Lincoln Airport. I think most of the metro area saw a little bit more than that. Again, we'll look at that here in just a second on the Tempest weather stations. 9,400 in Nebraska City, 6,400 in Beatrice, 3/10 in Hebron, 6,600 in York. But areas across the northeastern corner of the state kind of saw probably the most widespread and some of the heaviest moisture. Again, about 1 1/3 inches for areas like Columbus and Tacoma, right around 1 inch for Norfolk. Omaha, it says 8,100. But I believe the Epley airfield actually updated to about 1.5 inches of observed rainfall over there at Epley. So again, most areas across the state saw some really beneficial rain. North Platte did see some flooding rains. They had some flash flood warnings out in that area yesterday evening. Again, officially at Leeburg Field there out in North Platte, they had a $1.15 for rainfall over the course of the last 24 hours. At the on the Tempest stations, again, though, here in the Lincoln Metro, rainfall totals, again, ranging from about 2/3 of an inch on the low end to around maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches on the high end. The one spot there in far northwestern Nebraska, or far northwestern Lincoln, reporting about a $1.43. Again, maybe a little bit high, but again, most of the area, again, about 2/3 of an inch to right around 3/4 of an inch. So again, some very much needed rain across much of the area. And again, didn't necessarily see a ton of strong winds with those thunderstorms that moved through last night. Didn't really see any tree branches down on my way to work. So again, kind of the best of both worlds there, seeing some of those nice thunderstorms, hearing some of those rumbles of thunder, again, seeing the rain, but not necessarily dealing with all the bad stuff that can come with that. So your weather headlines for the day today: cooler temperatures finally returning to the area after a pretty sweltering stretch over the last several days. It will still be humid today, but we will also then be seeing some of those lower dew points and more comfortable conditions really settle into the area as we head through the remainder of the week and into the upcoming weekend. We will be watching for some scattered rain chances, again, not only today as we head into this afternoon, but also over the next several days. But again, for the most part, generally, again, any activity we do see expected to be pretty scattered, not nearly as widespread as what we saw last night, but pretty scattered activity that could lead to some, at least a little bit of moisture across the state as we head over the next several days. So again, your numbers from yesterday at the Lincoln Airport touched 98 degrees. It's a good 10 degrees above average. We are now sort of officially past the, climatologically speaking, the hottest time of the year. Our average high is actually ticked down from 90 to 89. So again, that will slowly again begin to continue to taper off as we finish out July and head into the month of August. But 98 and 77 for a high yesterday. Obviously, again, that rain didn't fall until after midnight. So yesterday, officially no moisture for the month, about 3.25. Again, with the rain that we did see, again, that's going to push us into the above average category for the month of July for our rainfall, which is really great. It's the first month where we've seen above average liquid precipitation here in Lincoln since November of last year. And again, so just November of last year and now this month are the only 2 months out of the last 12 months that have seen above average precipitation. So absolutely love to see that. Even with the rain that we did see, though, we're still more than 5 inches short where we should be for our liquid precipitation year to date. So, again, still hoping we can keep some of the wet weather going as we head into August and into the fall season. Low temperatures this morning, low 60s to right around 70 degrees across the state here in the capital city, 69 for a low. 70 in Falls City is the warm spot, 67 in Grand Island, 63 in North Platte. We're going to see some comfortable mornings here as we move forward through the remainder of the week. Low temperatures this morning on the Tempest stations again across town. down, generally in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. Some cloud cover left out there this morning, but for the most part, it's pretty quiet as we start our Wednesday. Right now in the capital city, 71 at the airport, 69 at the studio. You'll still notice those dew points are in the upper 60s, so again, it's still a bit on the muggy side. Again, the humidity's at 90%. So again, as you step out early this morning, it's still a bit sticky out there, and will stay sticky, I think, as we head through the day today. But again, we will be seeing much drier air begin to filter into the region as we head, especially into the day tomorrow and beyond. Current temperatures on the temperature stations across town are in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. Current temperatures across the state ranging anywhere from the low 60s to the low 70s. Again, right now here in Lincoln at the airport, we're the warm spot across the state at 71 degrees. Dew point temperatures, again, you can start to see it's getting a little bit more comfortable as you head across the western sections of the state. They have dew point numbers in the lower 60s, but again, gradually rising into the upper 60s as you head into the eastern sections of the state. And behind that front, we had moved through. Wind's going to be trying to eventually turn a little bit more northerly as we head through the day today, but again, should be fairly light at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Current satellite radar pictures still does show some activity that we're keeping an eye on. Scattered showers, a few isolated thunderstorms across the southern portions of the state. Again, here in southeastern Nebraska, some of that activity kind of drifting across portions of Gage County and then areas to the east of that. Again, a few stronger little cells there beginning to kind of push into parts of Richardson County. So again, folks in Falls City, parts of Richardson County could still hear some thunder and maybe some noisy weather this morning. Otherwise, some scattered showers across portions of Gage County into parts of Jefferson County. Some additional activity kind of blossoming in areas south central Nebraska and north central Kansas. Again, this is generally just moving due east. So again, here in Lincoln, I think there's a pretty decent chance we could see some of this activity eventually head our way as we head through the morning. And again, mainly some showers, a few isolated rumbles of thunder possible. Again, maybe some spots with some heavier downpours, but again, not expecting any severe weather as we head through this morning, but again, some scattered showers and thunderstorms still left over. Again, it's that frontal boundary still kind of draped across the area. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. Across the northern tier of the state, again, mainly just some lingering shower activity kind of stretching from up near Ainsworth, again, back into parts of the Sandhills. Again, really not too much too much concern with that activity there. We zoom out, look at a more regional view. Again, we can see that line of storms that we had moved through last night. It's still pushing across portions of extreme eastern Iowa into portions of western Illinois, northwestern Missouri. Again, that's what brought us some of that noisy weather last night, but that line obviously pushing well off to our east and out of the area. We zoom out, look at a national view. Overall, things, again, pretty quiet, all things considered. Again, we still have some of those tsunami advisories that are in place across the western seaboard, again, and across parts of the Pacific from that very large earthquake that happened late last night across portions of Russia. So, again, that's obviously still a concern, something we're still monitoring. But it looks like, again, for the most part, I believe I saw the biggest wave reported in Hawaii was about 5.7 feet, which, again, certainly all things considered, it could have been a lot worse. So, again, that is good news. Otherwise, other weather alerts, again, still dealing with a lot of heat, a lot of humidity across parts of the deep south. Again, still have a number of heat advisories, again, stretching from portions of southeastern Kansas down into portions of central Florida, up in New England. Those extreme heat warnings kind of along the Mississippi River Basin. Again, flood watches there in green cover portions of Illinois, Iowa, again, portions of southern Colorado, northern Wyoming, southern Montana. Here at home, though, again, nothing for us to really worry about, and I don't think we'll really have much in the way of any weather headlines as we head through the day today. So we check out Skycast. Again, our in-house model is picking up on some of that activity in south central Nebraska. I think as we head through the morning into the early afternoon, that activity will kind of continue to drift from west to east, kind of across the area. Again, scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms possible as we head through the day today. I think as we head past 5 o'clock, I think that activity really begins to kind of dry up, become much more isolated. By 10 o'clock tonight, there could be a few showers lingering across the state, maybe some thunderstorms in the far west. But overall, I think by 10 o'clock tonight, most areas are pretty quiet. And then as we head into the day on Thursday, again, it's going to remain cooler. I think we're going to see a mix of sun and clouds. There will be a small chance, about 20%, maybe for some very isolated to widely scattered showers across the area. But again, really not much in the way of any moisture with those. Again, could be a few sprinkles on the windshield as you're kind of out and about through the day on Thursday. And then as we head Thursday into Friday, again, cool, comfortable conditions. But again, I think we're going to be dealing with some cloud cover through the day, but generally dry conditions. Again, Variable cloudiness, I think, through the day on Friday. By Friday night, there could be some storms in the far west, but most of the 10-11 coverage area should be looking at pretty quiet conditions. And like I said, in terms of the rainfall potential over the next couple days, there's a chance we could see maybe a tenth, quarter inch out of some of this activity that we have moving through. But really, the heaviest, most significant moisture is going to remain off to our east across portions of Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, over into southern Wisconsin, southern Michigan, in northern Indiana, areas like that over the next several days. Severe weather outlook for the day today. Marginal risk, again, 1 out of 5 on the severe weather threat scale for the high plains off to our west, and then across portions of Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, where that line of thunderstorms is currently, again, kind of tracking early this morning. For the day tomorrow, no severe weather expected, for the 10-11 coverage area, and then for the day on Friday, again, no severe weather expected across much of the region. So, again, a break from the severe weather chances over the next several days. So if we zoom in, take a closer look, run you through SkyCast statewide view. Again, scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms expected to continue through the morning into this afternoon. I think by late this afternoon into this evening, a lot of that activity again will come to an end. By 10 o'clock tonight, there might be a lingering shower or two with mostly cloudy skies across the state, but generally quiet conditions. And into the day on Thursday, cooler, again, some clouds, maybe a spotty shower or two, but again, that drier air will continue to filter into the regional conditions. Will be pretty comfortable with below average temperatures through the day on your Thursday, and that continues into the day on Friday with, again, maybe a spotty shower kind of here or there, but generally dry conditions across the state for the day on your Friday. Some thunderstorms possible in the far west as we head towards Friday evening and Friday night. But take a look at these temperatures. Again, this is the big headline after seeing those temperatures well into the 90s, triple-digit heat indexes. It will be much more comfortable as we get ready to round out July and start August. Highs today in the 70s to right around 80 degrees across the state. Here in Lincoln, we'll say 79, 77 for Grand Island, Hastings, Kearney, as well as North Platte for the day today. Low temperatures tonight, close to normal, and generally into the 60s for most areas, including the mid-60s here in the capital city. High temperatures on Thursday, again, staying very comfortably in the 70s to right around 80 degrees. I think Thursday night into Friday morning is when we can really start to throw open the windows, let some of that cooler, drier air in. We'll see lows into Friday morning, upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. So, again, pretty comfortable start to the day on Friday. And then Friday afternoon, temperatures stay comfortable. Mid to upper 70s to right around 80 degrees again for Friday afternoon. Saturday morning, maybe a degree or two cooler here in Lincoln. We'll go 57 for a low Saturday morning, but upper 50s to right around 60 again for most of the state. And then as we start the weekend on Saturday, temperatures maybe a bit warmer in the west, but we'll still be going mid-70s to even low to mid-80s across the state, kind of east to west, warmest readings in the west. Sunday morning, again, pretty comfortable, low 60s for low temperatures. And then Sunday afternoon, still staying below average for eastern Nebraska with upper 70s to right around 80 degrees for a high, and then into the 80s to maybe mid to upper 80s for parts of western and southwestern Nebraska by Sunday afternoon. 7-day forecast looks like this. Again, you can see pretty comfortable temperatures over the course of the next week. Again, best chance for moisture looks like it'll be through the day today with some of those scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms, small chance on Thursday. Friday, again, think generally dry. The weekend does hold some small rain chances. We'll keep an eye on that, and those continue into the early part of the work week next week. You can see on the 10-day forecast, first half of this forecast, again, has those below average temperatures, but into the week next week, first full week of August, we do start to see some of those warmer temperatures begin to return, but again, pretty close to where we should normally be for most areas as we head through the first week of August. Dew point temperatures, again, it's still going to be sticky today, maybe even a touch sticky at times tomorrow, but you can really see that drier air kind of settles in as we head Friday into the weekend and even spilling into early next week as well with some pretty comfortable conditions. As far as rainfall chances go, again, chances will remain on the higher side today, but then much more isolated to scattered lower chances as we head Thursday, Friday, and into the upcoming weekend, and even continuing into the next week. 8 to 14-day long-range temperature outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center. This takes us August 6th through August 12th, favoring above-average temperatures across much of the region. So, again, some of the warmer weather will return as we head into the month of August, and again, still kind of split on the precipitation, again, favoring drier than normal conditions for parts of southern and southwestern Nebraska, above-average precip favored kind of across the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes regions. So we'll keep an eye on that, but enjoy the cooler weather today. We will see some of the warmer temperatures return as we head into the first week to 2 weeks there of August, but again, over the next several days, again, really comfortable conditions in terms of the temperatures. The dew points, I think, will get a little bit better as we head through the week, and then we'll obviously keep an eye on those scattered rain chances as well. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. As always, hope everyone again saw some good moisture last night. Hope everyone again has a nice day today. Again, make sure you keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online for all the latest forecasts. Hope everyone has a nice Wednesday. Hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.